Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of Gas South District's That's the Ticket, the ultimate podcast exploring all things Gas South District and a source for insights to events on campus and discussions on the wider entertainment and tourism industry. Please welcome the host of our show, Stan Hall, CEO of Gas South District and Explore Gwinnett.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of That's the Ticket podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and circus lovers of all ages, get ready, because today we have a truly special guest. She's an actress, a powerhouse vocalist, and the captivating voice guiding audiences through the magic of the greatest show on earth. Born right here in Gwinnett County, Lauren Irving has returned in a show-stopping role as Aria, leading audiences on an immersive, high-energy journey filled with music, storytelling, and jaw-dropping performances. Today, we'll dive into her incredible journey, how she went from growing up in Gwinnett to starring in one of the most legendary shows of all time. We'll talk about what it's like to be a part of this epic Ringling Bros and Barnum Baily revival, and why this isn't just a circus, it's a spectacle like no other. So sit back, get ready for an inside look at the greatest show on earth, and join us in welcoming the incredibly talented Lauren Irving to the show. Lauren, welcome. We appreciate your time today.
Thank you. What an introduction, I must say.
That wasn't bad,
Thank
was
you.
it?
That was
wasn't bad.
Wonderful.
I may have a future in the circus. Who knows, right?
So, yes, we have a spot ready for you.
So, Lauren, you've had such a dynamic career, but now you're part of the revival of Ringling Bros and Barnum Baily. What does it mean for you to be involved in such an iconic show that has such a rich legacy of family entertainment?
Yes. I think just going by what you just said, the rich legacy and the history involved in this show, the brand itself is over 150 years old.
Yeah.
And you think about how many things have come and gone, obviously, in that time, and being such a strong American, institution in itself, and how many people have seen the show and how many people the show itself has entertained. And I think that, it's very rare to find something these days that people can say everyone has grown up watching, from all ages.
Yeah.
So it's just really an honor to be a part of that thread of history, and especially being able to be a part of this newer generation who, gets to experience what grandma and great grandma
And
Stan have experienced. It's absolutely wonderful.
Yeah. So, Lauren, you're playing Aria in The Greatest Show on Earth. Describe what Aria's role is and how she helps guide the audience through the performance, and sort of what's the most exciting part of bringing this character to life?
Yes. So Aria, hence the name Aria, like a song Aria.
Yeah, right.
I'm the vocalist of the show, and there have been some changes with what the traditional, what we've done before format is. We don't have a ringmaster,
Mhm.
we have show guides. So there's three of us. So my role as the vocalist, I literally say, I bring us all together in a beautiful harmony.
Yeah.
So I am the voice of the show. I create a song with the audience. Each and every show is going to be different because each audience is different. But I am the one who, has all the production numbers, and I'm the one that you go home to, singing in the car. You sing the songs; they're very catchy. So I feel like the uniqueness of that is, just tremendous for me, because people and music is what I love. And so I get to do both of those things.
So when I'm doing that horrible rendition of a song that you sang and my wife's complaining, I can blame that on you, right?
It's my fault.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
I'm going to hold you to that.
Yes,
all right?
I will take that for you.
So, Lauren, the circus is known for its incredible combination of acrobatics, dance, spectacle. How does your performance as a singer and host fit into this high energy environment, and how do you interact with the audience to create that immersive experience that we talked about in your introduction today?
Right. Kind of going, along those lines of, what the circus itself, what Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey itself brings. You come to this place to see things that you've never seen
Mm-hmm.
or you didn't think could be possible.
Mm-hmm.
And we really celebrate that. We really celebrate the human ability
Yeah.
and really bringing that spectacle. And so I think it's just wonderful because, again, for me, yes, I'm the vocalist, but I'm also providing that other layer of you watching someone literally, in the air or, head to head on someone's head, doing a flip with a bike on a trampoline. It's absolutely wild.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think that again, kind of like that chance for me to be the voice of what you see is an honor.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you've performed already in a variety of venues, including theme parks. Earlier conversation today, you told me about some cruise ship things you've done, but now you're on stage with Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus. How does the atmosphere of a live circus performance differ from other performances that you've already been a part of?
Right. I feel like over my career, it's been like about 16 years now, which is a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
I
And you're only 21 years old.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
wild.
like
So.
it's insane. Yeah, it's been wonderful because I think that, life it's really just a school. You take those lessons
Mhm.
and you learn from each experience, right? So I have learned so much over the years, beginning my career at Walt Disney World and
Yeah.
Universal in Orlando,
Yeah.
about 5 years there. I went to Universal Studios Japan, where I spent 3 years performing.
Very
And
cool.
yeah, and you think of how you know people, no matter where you are in the world, love art, they love music, they love being entertained. So you learn how to entertain for audiences who maybe not speak the language you speak, but how to communicate using those gifts and talents, right?
Yeah.
And so I have brought all of those lessons along, and again, like that passion that's been within me forever, just here in this place. So it's just really the love that I have, like I said, for people and music itself. That's something that a question that was posed to me many years
Mm-hmm.
ago. They said, what's your passion and what's your talent? Like,
Mm-hmm.
tell me what that is. And I was like, I just have a passion for people. I love people from all walks of life,
Yeah.
all ages. And I love music itself. I think it's like, it brings people together. So this is quite literally the sweet spot, I feel, for something for me to do. So, I mean, just thinking of everything I've learned before, and that could apply to anyone in life.
Yeah, and it is interesting you say that because in today's world, people have so many adjectives above their head describing this person is this, and this. But when you get down to that person, it truly is people are people.
Correct.
Language is not a barrier,
No.
and you're a great example of that. Is what
Thank
you do
you.
every day.
Thank
So.
you.
So, Lauren, the circus certainly has a long history of captivating audiences with acts that push the limits of physical artistry. What's it like performing in an environment where as many incredible acts are happening around you, and how do you find your place within the confines of that particular spectacle?
Yes. Okay. This is an excellent question. So, it's an amazing thing to be around people who have these unusual skills.
Mm-hmm.
There are people, let's give an example, the Troop Brothers. They're from Mongolia.
Yeah.
And they they're cool kids. They very trendy. They work out all the time. I mean, everyone works out all the time, but it's like you'll see them backstage, and they're using each other to flip each other in the air just as a warm up, just to try new things. And then they go on the stage. I mean, they're flipping almost to the ceiling of the arena. And it never gets old to watch. It
Mm-hmm.
never gets old to watch someone demonstrate their strength and the skills that they learn over all of these years. These are athletes, acrobats, artists who really have dedicated so much of their life and their talents to what they're doing and what they're
Mm-hmm.
showcasing. And I know for me, I am definitely not going to be tumbling in the air like that.
You're not?
I'm not.
Wow.
I did have the opportunity when we were in Colorado, which was, it's going to stay with me forever. The trapeze artists were like, would you like to go with us to this trapeze school? Like, we're just going to go. And I was like, sign me up. Let's go. So I got to go with them and learn a little bit of some techniques. I actually did a flip and I said, you guys, this is the most incredible thing. And they're like, yeah. And I was like, you do this for a living? And they're like, yeah, Lauren. And I was like, guys, it was just amazing. But it's like, I think just to be in the room and quite literally in the middle of what's going on, I have aerialists, spinning in the air around me while I'm singing.
Yeah.
I will hold on to this forever. It's a very captivating thing for me. So I can only imagine someone literally sitting in the audience watching this, how they feel.
In seeing similar acts before, I haven't seen this show yet, but I'm looking forward to it. But in similar acts, I always wonder at what age did that person realize that they had that incredible physical ability that would one day put them in a live performance doing, things that your body is not supposed to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I mean, some people, actually more than none, are people who I call legacy performers. So, for example, Skylar Miser, her parents were the human rockets for Ringling before. She grew up, she was born on the train. So you think about that. So she has quite literally
She's
been
a circus performer.
She is, like, whether she liked it or not.
Mhm.
And so she has had that passion and interest in her since birth. And to watch her kind of carry on that legacy as well. I mean, it gives me chills just to think
Yeah.
about, and, to have her dad still come around and, like, tend to the rocket, and you're just watching this legend in action, and it's just wild, and even for people who maybe did not grow up in the circus, but still having this opportunity to showcase their ability.
Yeah.
It's great.
And I just wonder, I'm thinking about that conversation when her father first said, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to slide down in the barrel of a cannon,
Right.
and shoot myself out. What do y'all think about that?
Exactly. Like, and who said yes to that? Who said, you
yes
know
to
what?
that?
I agree. You
Yeah,
should do that.
Do it. So, Lauren, what can audiences expect when they come to see The Greatest Show on Earth? How do you think that the show blends the classic elements of the circus with modern entertainment? And talk a little bit about what makes it feel fresh and exciting today.
Yeah, so I think that, we're at a unique time in life, in history. We have had a lot of technological advances in recent years. If you think about the timeline of life, there's just been a huge progression in, most recently, AI,
Mhm.
thinking of what a computer can literally create
Yes.
just by the thought of someone's words.
Yeah.
Tremendous.
Mhm.
You think about how, there was a time where there was one cell phone for the family. Now a toddler is scrolling and swiping and finding videos on their own. And you're just like, this is wild. So I know that maybe we as a culture have kind of gotten out of touch with the more simple things, let's
Mhm.
say, of sitting and watching something as a family and enjoying it,
Yeah.
and seeing the interest, seeing your eyes light up of something that's happening before you. So what I expect and what I've been told has happened is that people have reconnected with this inner child and this inner passion inside of them, and this reminder that they love, again, that entertainment, to see something and be wowed. And
Yeah.
I think that just puts a spark in people to feel inspired. So for us, like I said, over 150 years of history, over time, you're going to know what, let's say, a trapeze act is, right? You've
Mhm.
seen it, you can imagine it. But for us, we have elevated even what that has been. And so ours is not just side to side, it's side to side, front to back. So in a cross formation, if you can imagine.
That's the way I do it.
Yeah,
So,
that's
go
the
ahead.
way. Yeah, I'm sure you're a
right.
pro at
Yeah,
it. You should.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like they'll be throwing and catching each other. It's perfectly timed. So quite literally missing each other by inches. And even to this day, watching them again, I've been on tour with them since 2023.
Yeah.
I am still grabbing my seat. I'm gasping because it's the most incredible thing to watch. But you, again, are around these people and you just see the dedication that they have each and every day. So just to come and expect
Yeah.
to be wowed, to be amazed, and also what a chance to see your child or your parent or your aunt, uncle, whoever, to see something in them that you normally don't get to see.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do have such fond memories as a child of going to the circus, and then with my own child,
Mhm.
taking her. I mean, that's memories you'll never forget.
How was that? And then how was that for you? It's like that to see her
It
be
was great as a child. It was better as a father because you
right,
had a whole new perspective on it.
right.
Unfortunately, the first time I took her, something was going on that scared her to death. She runs out the back door, and so I had to coax her back in.
Right.
But we did return, and she enjoyed it
That's
tremendously.
great. That's
But
great.
both memories will be forever
Right,
for sure.
right.
So your character Aria is part of the interactive experience, as you mentioned. How do you ensure that the audience feels connected to the story, and what do you think is the most rewarding part of engaging them directly as the show proceeds?
Yes. I mean, okay, so every show for me begins me being lifted up on a lift. There are sparks that fly, and I have the first line: "Welcome, wanderers, wonderkins, and one of a kinds."
Yeah.
I welcome everyone, and it is setting the tone of we're back, we're having a party, we
Yeah.
are, and welcome everyone. Look at what you're going to see. This is what you can expect. That's the first song, and you're quite literally seeing. It's almost too much for people to kind of take in. I've been told, they're like, I didn't even know where to look. There was so much going on. But that's great because we want you to be kind of, in a good way, overwhelmed with all of the talent that's expected. So I think that even now with this format, we have, it's not so detached, not saying that it was before, but I have, the permission to quite literally look at someone in the audience, engage with them. I'm reacting quite honestly to what I'm seeing, and I feel like I'm able to connect with someone in the audience and say, like, "Did you see
Did you see
that?
that? Right.
Did you see what just happened?" And I think it just makes people feel like they're a part of
Yeah.
what's going on. The whole set it's a moving playground.
Mhm.
So the way the stage looks when you come in is going to change immediately, will change again. It's pieces moving, so you do feel like you're really involved in this big playground box of entertainment.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I can't wait to see it. I'm very familiar with that building, obviously, but
Mhm.
how that's going to be put in there, it's going to be exciting for me to watch it as well.
Yes,
So,
indeed. And I mean the rig team who puts it up, the crew, the every department, lighting, sound,
mhm.
the pyro, it's all of it. I mean, they work together. Without them, I don't know what we would do. They are also a show in
Oh
itself.
yeah,
So
yeah.
thanks
That's
to
always the
them.
case. The people
Yeah,
behind the scenes are what put it on for sure. So,
absolutely.
so Lauren, you've also worked in so many different performance settings, but the circus is unlike any other show. What are some of the challenges, or maybe some of the surprises that you've encountered while performing in this show, and how do you think you've grown as a performer based on this current role?
That's an excellent question. The challenges, I think, um, I would say, and it's not so much a challenge, but I think maybe um, it's well, it could be. You think obviously we're having these huge arenas
Hmm.
and you want it to be filled each and every time, but there are things that happen that are out of our control. Quite literally, like everyone can understand the recent snowstorm we had. We do not do snow. Here in the South, we are not
We know
built
that
for
for a
that.
fact,
We
right?
know that for a fact.
Yeah.
I remember as a child, I would always sit and like watch the news to see if Gwinnett would come up, like we're gonna have a snow day.
Yeah.
So yeah, we don't do that. But we did have when we were in performing recently in Mississippi. We were near Memphis, but it was like the snowstorm came and there's this question of Do we cancel? Do we not? They decided to proceed with the show. And it was such, it was more empty than we're used to in the arena, but it's because obviously people, changed the day they were going to come. And so I would say it's a challenge, but again, an opportunity when you have to give the same energy to a small audience because of a snowstorm outside.
Right.
These people said, we're going to come. We want to come with our family and see it. So you give the same show.
Yeah.
You say, you know what?
No matter
yes,
how many people's there.
10,000 people are
Yeah.
here. It may be a few hundred,
Yeah.
which again, it's like you depend on the audience as another part. I treat the audience as another part of the cast. So I'm having someone I depend on as well. So when you do see the empty seats because of a snowstorm, or the low attendance because of something happening outside of our control, it's just that push through to say, what am I going to use to motivate me to give these people the same performance? And I mean, I'm so proud of the cast, the crew, our management team. I mean, I feel like it was just an excellent show, but of course that is going to be more challenging. But again, like a great learning opportunity. You have to use those times to learn. And that's when you discover the great things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you talked a little bit about the behind the scenes as it pertains to the technical aspect of it. But also, I'm just curious, with such a big production, I'm sure there's a lot of collaboration among the performers. What is the atmosphere behind the scenes, if you will, and how do you and the rest of the team work together to make sure everything flows smoothly each night? I want to know what you guys are doing when the spotlight's not on you.
Right.
So,
Right. I wish we could have cameras following us around as soon as we get off the stage. I have been told that, people say it looks like you all are having so much fun. And it's because we carry that fun from backstage. So there's practical jokesters. I'm a person that is easily scared. And I know that everyone knows someone like this. They'll come in a room and they'll jump. I'm that. I don't know why I'm like that. It's like a scaredy cat. I'm not sure. So people love to scare me. They love to hide and, pop out behind a crate, and it's hilarious. So I have people who do that. But we also have just a lot of fun and laughs. We entertain each other. And I mean, we just love to have a good time. Yes, you'll see, like I said, random people juggling, random people coming and saying, like, come, do a handstand and let me jump over you with a bike. It's the most random thing. Or just, people having conversations, while they're holding 3 people up in a stack. It's wild. It's kind of like a combination of a stereotypical, what you would imagine the chaos behind a circus scene going on. It's like, oh my goodness, what are these people doing? But at the same time, we're talking about, the Super Bowl game. Like, oh, did you see that pass? It's crazy.
As you've got somebody on your shoulder.
Oh yeah. It's absolutely wild.
Yeah.
So it's great though, because it's just such a community. We just have a great time. And we're really the ones that keep each other going. I cannot imagine a better team of people. And there's also not this divide between the cast and the crew. We all hang out with each other. We all have interests just like anywhere else would. I'm into coffee and lattes and going to great restaurants. I have my crew of people, and other people love going out playing pool. Other people love going and playing golf at times. It's just one of those things. But what you see on the stage is the energy truly coming from what happens backstage. So I think
just the
that
cohesiveness
it
of it.
is the cohesiveness. Yes.
Yeah.
It's almost as if, and I mean, I have this theory sometimes, like, it's as if they did cast us based on the talent, but there was some underlining personality test and they made all of us just fit together. Cause I mean, it really is just the perfect blend of people.
So I have to ask you this question. When I was a kid, which was a long time before you were a kid, there was always this little run-in joke when you would have problems with your parents, there was like, I think I'm just going to run off and join the circus.
Yes.
How did that conversation go when you told your mom, oh, by the way,
Oh.
I'm running off and joining the circus?
My goodness, the jokes kept coming in. It's funny. It's now Shorter University in Rome, Georgia. But when I said I was going to Shorter College, I'm 5'8", I'm tall. So everyone's like, oh, going to Shorter, that's it. And I'm like, okay, guys,
that was the beginning of your circus introduction, right?
Exactly. And I didn't even know. So now, of course, they're just thinking like, oh, we're running away with, of course the jokes come. But my parents have always been so supportive of me. And I thank God every day for them because, just thinking of how my life has been up to this point, you just never know. I'm not a parent, but I can only imagine how it would be. You have this idea of what you want your child to experience in life or what you want them to achieve. And then one day they come up and say, hey, I'm going to do this, and you're like,
You're going,
what?
oh boy, here we go.
Yeah. But my parents are believers and they really trust in the Lord to take care of me each and every day. I'm obviously on the road. So you are just going by, okay, did she make it there safely? What's going on? But they were supportive, very excited. And, specifically my dad told me, he's like, Lauren, when I was growing up, he grew up in Columbia, South Carolina. And he's like, I remember when the train would come into town. And it's like, you don't even think that would be on the radar of possibility of your child one day doing that. But it's a really cool thing to think of, like thinking of how he felt when he saw just a train coming in. And then his daughter now is, leading the name of what circus is. So
he's probably the proudest pop in the world.
He's so proud. They are so proud. Like I said, I went home for dinner last night, got in my pajamas, took a little nap. And they, still, but the thing is they treat me and I'm so thankful. They will tell me to stop. Like I just love to run around and they're like, you need to be careful, Lauren. I'm an adult, but they still tell me what I need to hear.
I have a daughter. I'm familiar how that works.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
It never changes.
It doesn't. And we know that. We know where our place.
Well, I don't know anything about predetermined destiny or, and I certainly haven't seen you in a show. I've only meeting you today, but I can't imagine a better match for this role than what I just see sitting in front of me today.
Thank you.
Such a good fit for you.
That means a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So before we wrap up, Lauren, for anyone who's never experienced Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Baily before, why do you think that this is a show that everyone should see? And what do you hope they take away from the experience? As you said, the leader of this performance.
Yes, this is something everyone should see and experience because I think that we need to get back to the foundation of the enjoyment of the spectacle, the enjoyment of experience and emotion, and just being able to tap into your own enjoyment of just watching something and reacting. And the show itself just takes you on that journey. You feel excited, you feel amazed, you feel inspired. And it's having that time with your family, just with a friend, with your loved ones. You come and you are just like, wow, look at what these people can do. And you walk away feeling like, even if you aren't going to get up and stand on someone's shoulders, it's just the feeling, like I said, you can't put into words everything, but the feeling you walk away with going to see something like this is something I just want everyone to have the chance to experience. And again, being quite literally in the middle of it all the time. That's why I can speak from that point, because I'm also, I feel like a spectator. And I just think that you should come and just see what we have to offer and be a part of that thread of history of saying, I got to go see Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Baily. Come see it and say you've gotten to be a part of that 150-year history.
That's a tradition that should never end.
Correct.
Have your parents seen you perform yet?
My parents have seen me. They came when we were in Greenville, South Carolina, and having them in the audience was just, it meant the world to me. But then, of course, to have them hug me and say, we're proud of you. And again, it's like everyone out there has not had a family, I'm quite aware, that is supportive of a dream that they've had, but it's not too late. If you have something you love to do it. And I think that we should get back to realizing that everyone in the world has, we all have a purpose here,
Mhm.
you know, and some people's purpose quite literally is to bring joy and happiness to others. And there is this uniqueness, kind of going back to what you said. I'm a person, there are times where I'm having a hard day
Sure.
and I have to put that aside and bring someone else a smile, but I wouldn't trade that for the world. And I know that that's something that, again, you know, being a believer, God has blessed me with an ability to do.
Yes.
So I know that that's something I'm here for. And if there's something you think that you are here on this earth to do, just don't shy away from it and go pursue it and do it, because that's what's going to fulfill you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, Lauren, thank you so much, first of all, for giving us an inside look at the greatest show on earth, sharing your incredible journey to the center stage of Ringling Brothers and Barnum Baily. Obviously, your passion, talent, and energy are truly what makes this a must-see experience. If you haven't already made plans to come to Gas South Arena this weekend, be sure to catch Lauren and the entire cast of the greatest show on earth as they bring the magic of the circus to audiences across the country. Trust us, you do not want to miss this. And Lauren, I'll tell you, I know you've got a huge fan base, but add me to it as of today.
Thank you.
So pleased to meet you.
Thank you.
So that's all the time we have today. Be sure to check out gassouthdistrict.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and TikTok. You can find all episodes of Gas South District, That's the Ticket, wherever you listen to podcasts. Thank you again for joining us today. We'll return soon for another episode of That's the Ticket. Have a great day and goodbye.
Thanks for joining us today, and we hope you enjoyed the episode. For show notes and further information about Gas South District and upcoming events, please visit our website at gassouthdistrict.com. That's the Ticket.